What just happened to the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler in general? Wow. What a series, man. What a series. Jimmy Butler 17 and a half points in the 4 games against the Bucks, and Brian Forbes from the Milwaukee Bucks actually had more points than Jimmy Butler this whole series, and that's a huge problem. All right. Wow. So the Milwaukee Bucks go ahead and they sweep the Miami Heat. Crazy. The Miami Heat last season, as people will call them, bubble frauds. I disagree with that notion whatsoever, but I do agree if last season, if there was not that 5-month waiting period, let alone if there were fans, the Milwaukee Bucks last season would have performed way better. With the Bucks without any fans, they had no momentum going in, but I'll keep it at that. Now entering this season, we did see the Milwaukee Bucks as a 3rd seed go against the Miami Heat as a 6th seed in this year's first round matchup. Now, there was many NBA fans stating the Miami Heat would win this series easily because they tried to translate from last season what happened in the playoffs to right now. My position, I did have the Bucks winning this series, and I thought this would have gone 7 games. I expected this to be a longer series, but no, the Milwaukee Bucks handled business, had a 4-0 sweep. So kudos to them, man. Giannis did his thing out there. Same thing with Drew Holiday, and the Bucks are focused, man. So it's good for them to know about that. Now focusing and shifting more over to the Miami Heat. They've had an odd season. I mean, you've had injuries with Jimmy Butler, and then COVID protocols with some of these players, and you do not have Jay Crowder anymore. They are missing a stretch 4, which I think is an underrated piece that they've missed throughout the season. Starting Trevor Ariza at the 4 is not ideal, what I would expect for a championship contending team. Ariza is a nice player, but he needs to come off the bench for any championship contender. Kind of my view in this day and age. But back to the Miami Heat, Tyler Herro did not have an ideal improving season. That was not the case whatsoever. And the Miami Heat had to pretty much crawl their way throughout the season. Now, going against the Bucks in the first round, most people expected the Miami Heat to win that series. Again, I expected that to go a little longer within there. Where does the Miami Heat have to go from now, looking in the future? Well, you do have Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Herro, Bam Adebayo. These guys are around 23 to 25 years of age, so they're going to still develop. If you're the Heat, there's no reason to rebuild it all whatsoever. You just need to retool. One thing I've always stated that they missed out was when the Miami Heat did not want to trade those young guys for James Harden. If you have Jimmy Butler, who's around 31 years of age and his peak of his career, you need to get another guy out there that's within the same age and a star player. And looking at the Miami Heat, they decided to pass the James Harden fiasco and stick with their young guys. I get their perspective, but in this day and age, you need to make that trade for James Harden, which would have been ideal. But now, since that ship has sailed, since Brooklyn took ahead of that, the Miami Heat are pretty much I expect them to pretty much keep the same team for next season. Victor Oladipo will be healthy this go time around. And you need to find some stretch 4s out there for the Miami Heat. And you just got to hope to keep developing these young guys out there just in general. It kind of looks like the big of all. I don't expect Kawhi Leonard to sign with the Miami Heat in the offseason. He's going to stay with the LA Clippers, which I fully expect. Even if he were to leave, then I would expect maybe the Golden State Warriors. But I do not expect the Miami Heat to obtain Kawhi Leonard. And how are you going to position it? I mean, you got swept in the first round, and you're in the Eastern Conference. It's not the case. Besides from that, man, yeah, not an ideal season at all whatsoever for the Miami Heat. Same thing with the Boston Celtics, but those are 2 East teams that just gone downward. Same thing with the Toronto Raptors. It's been a weird season in general, but kudos to the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis taking that next step. Most likely going to face the Brooklyn Nets in the next round. Let's see if that can be a long-term series or not. Besides that, let me know down below what you guys think about the Miami Heat. Any moves that needs to be made internally on their decision-making or kind of anything else. Go over there.